Welcome back to 40K Goals. This week we're looking at the models that we finished up, which it's only one, and he's almost done. I just finished sealing him with the spray varnish. He needs his grot on the front bumper and his side gunner grot, and then it'll be all ready to go. So this was all done with contrasts, primed with white and then done up with contrasts and various metallics for the rusted kind of bits. So like Lead Belcher on the orange, Rune Lord on the Griff Charger gray, which is that kind of bluey color. And yeah, and then washed up with Agrax to finish off that dirty effect. So the major changes to this model that I made is the head of the driver, I swapped that, and the back tire is as another set of the front tires because I finished up a stripped down version a while back. And I liked the kind of buggy look that having a bunch of the big chunky tires had. So this guy got the hand-me-down tires, the little spiky ones that are supposed to go on the front. So that's pretty much finished up. I'll have the grots done this evening, and then we'll put them together, and it'll be all done for this week. Didn't get around to these grots that I wanted to originally. So these are all a bunch of grots that I did when I was like in grade 6, I think. Anyway, so they're not in the best of shape. I just wanted to go back and do them up again. So I didn't get around to it though because, well, other passions caught my attention. It took me a little bit to finish up the Boomdakka Snazwagon this week. But also because their feet are absolutely welded to the bottoms of the base. And I used that Citadel glue way back in the day, that plastic melting one. So they're like, you can even see it's like underneath the bases. So their feet are absolutely melted to the bottom of those bases. So I'm kind of planning on, I could get a couple of them off, but I'm planning on taking my knife, cutting out their feet on the underside so they'll have like the black of the base on the bottom, and then sanding that down, and then attaching them to new bases. So this week, I'm reassigning them to this week is my goal. So the 6 of them, pretty measly goal this week. And then the grots that I kit bashed. So these guys are all made up from primarily Gnoblar bodies with head swaps. So Gnoblars are from the Age of Sigmar range. I don't even know if they have points or values. They just kind of run around the base and the feet of Ogor Maw Tribe characters and infantry. So you get a bunch of them. So I clipped off the Sigmar bits and added on some Orky bits, and so we've got some variants for the Gretchen. So there's 4 of them. So that brings the total of Gretchen this week up to 10. So we'll have another 10-man squad of Gretchen all finished up to add to the horde that I'm starting to stockpile. And the original reason that I actually discovered all those little Gnoblar bodies was I started working on a shock jump dragster. So this is the driver. I did a head swap. That was the original reason. I wanted to have a different head for my different pilots. And so he's going to get, once I've painted him up, I'm going to put on a jaw plate as well, that like spiky maw piece their orcs have. Just give him a little bit of more character. And here's the original head. When I did my initial search, actually, I found a bunch of bits, enough to build another boy. So put the shock jump head onto this boy and gave him a Shuda. He's not going to be in the project bin for a very long time because I'm not looking to paint another 10 boys at the time being. I like to vary up my painting schedule and what I get done from week to week. And I even found, actually, when I was going through the bits bin, an entire Mad Doc, just one of the medic characters, like a Primaris Apothecary, but for orcs. So I got a lot of random stuff that I found that has kind of made it onto the side of the workbench. Maybe we'll get around to him soon, but I started putting together the shock jump dragster. I'm painting him in kit, like in pieces, so that way I can get the detail that I want and get into like the really fine areas. Like you can see the dashboard on that is pretty intricate. So if you put them all together, it's really hard to actually get like a brush in there, let alone the floorboards or the underbelly where there's pieces of wood, which is just orky and lovely. So yeah, so we're putting that together gradually. We got, I'm going to take those 2 off the table because they're not in the goals, but we hope to have these 10 Gretchen done. The 2 that I just finished up priming for the Boomdakka Snazwagon. So there you go, that's the one that everyone loves. He's like the Mad Max, like face mask guy. And so he gets strapped onto the front. And then we have just a little one with a pistol and his huge gap teeth in the front. He's got a lot of character. So we'll have those 2 done up this evening, put them on the Boomdakka Snazwagon. And then we'll be calling it done. That model will be finished. You can go on the shelf with the rest of the Speedwalk. And then hopefully this week we can get around to these 10 Gretchen. I'm hoping this will just revitalize my interest in painting. And then I'll be taking a break periodically to finish up the other shock jump dragster. I'll take photos of that, post it occasionally as we go. So those are our goals for this week. Finish up this guy, those 2 last little Gretchen, finish up these 10 guys, 6 of who were on the bench last week, but because of the bases, I just decided, screw it, we'll come back to them. And yeah, so that's this week's workbench, 40K goals. So we'll be posting videos and other stuff throughout the week, a little bit of social media content as well. And until then, stay tuned. Cheers.